During Leadership Chattanooga, emerging local leaders in early to mid-career come together to explore community issues and prepare for success in leadership roles. Sponsored by the Chattanooga Chamber Foundation, the program provides comprehensive leadership training through interaction with top community leaders, service projects at area schools, and experiential learning opportunities, including a police ride-along and a trip to Nashville to meet with state leaders. Leadership Chattanooga participants graduate ready to lead our community into the future with a better understanding of our city and the proven ability to make a difference as demonstrated by their service projects.
Our project or program here at Eastlake Academy is called CAT, which stands for Community Acting Together.
Our goal was to bring the community to the school. We brought outside organizations in to help.
Southeast Youth Corps came in and taught them how to do a Fix-A-Flat program. Crabtree Farms came and talked about nutrition.
We had the Heart Association in, we had lunch in.
SunTrust came and talked about financial literacy. We also did some of that with junior achievement.
And they really interacted with the students doing that after-school program.
In primary education, parents are very heavily engaged in their kids' life. As the kids come into middle school, it's almost like the parents create a disconnect. It's like they're old enough to handle things on their own, and thus the parents are not involved. And so the after-school program allows us to create an enrichment experience for them.
The out-of-school programming shows so many benefits for students in general that for us to be able to provide that for the kids not only helps them stay out of trouble and off the streets, but will likely translate into increased academic performance.
When I walk through the classrooms, you see these students, they don't talk a lot in class, but in the after-school program, he stood out. We feel that if we can keep him here at school long enough, that we can help create productive citizens.
It was interesting. I was pretty consistent at coming the first few months, and then travel picked up and I was gone. And then came back, and a lot of the kids were like, oh, we thought we were never going to see you again.
To be the person that they recognize, that they can come back to and feel comfortable with, it doesn't take much. It's literally just showing up.
It really builds character in the kids and the sense that there's someone that cares, that they have expectations for them.
At first, they just kind of looked at us like, why are these people here? What are they trying to do?
Working with such a young demographic, you never know how they're going to respond or, what the cultural is in the school until you actually get there.
It was pretty apparent from day one that there's a lot that they're missing, like as far as there's needs there that aren't being met.
The concept was to build a leadership group amongst fourth graders.
Have some sort of leadership training to become leaders, to have a program where they learn to give back to their community as well. What we did was try to work and focus with the children on leadership skills, entrepreneurship. We tried to give them concrete examples of things they can do in their everyday lives to give back.
We were talking and this kid said, my friends were thinking about breaking into this house and stealing this stuff, and I told him it was a bad idea and that, I was a leader in that scenario. And until you see a kid that's in fourth grade and put together that that's what he's standing up against, and I just can't imagine having that pressure on you or, that influence.
I think the biggest thing is just creating awareness and exposing them to different facets of leadership.
Leadership Chattanooga gave us the opportunity to expose them to a wide variety of people who are from different backgrounds, different work backgrounds, and just to expose them, just to let them know that we are all leaders, we can be leaders.
I don't think that they realized that they could really, as fourth graders, make a difference. It was amazing to see that with them, and really awesome to see how they really got into it and connected with it.
Orchard Knob Middle School had a program with students that have special needs, in this case autism.
So the first day that our Leadership Chattanooga group came to Orchard Knob Middle School, we were struck by how limited they were in actual just room to hold stuff and do their activities. And then also struck by the craziness of the space that they were looking to transform.
So the furniture graveyard my first year was pretty much eliminated, but then that left this just big open warehouse space.
We had our work cut out for us.
And bringing in the sledgehammers and knocking all that stuff down, and we filled a whole dumpster that was easily about 15 feet long. And as soon as that space was empty, we were like, wow, this has so much potential.
So the vision for the space was to create different zones where the students can learn different life skills.
We were able to come up with 8 zones, and those were a laundry area, a kitchen area, a break area, a library, a grocery area, an occupational therapy area. autistic children learn in different ways.
Given routines, procedures, and repetition, they shine.
If we can start submerging them in these types of environments where they're used to all the different things that are happening around them, and then being able to sort of systematize the type of work that they're doing, they're going to be able to plug into making a paycheck.
We're just amazed at what you can get done, what you can accomplish. You know, you can have those public-private partnerships, and then the people that step up and want to help.
They make me as a principal want to do this work even more, because I know that there are people out there who have my back, who want to support me to make it happen.
Overall, the vision is career and college readiness. Principal Freeman talked with us about a need to educate middle school students about their options and how they can pursue those options.
How can we get students in middle school to start to think about what their path is going to be?
So the program has 30 students that were selected by the faculty and staff at the middle school.
Somebody said, well, instead of us talking about our business, let's take them there.
Our program started with a field trip to UTC.
The students saw what a college campus looked like. We went to WOOPL, we went to the Times Free Press building, we went to the Bessie Smith Hall.
They loved it. It just opened their eyes to new experiences. From there, we designed the plan to say, okay, we want some sort of a mentor type program. So we did 2 sessions per month for a 4-month period,
where 2 of us would come and teach on a topic.
Each session they were working on their boards in order to come to the grand finale, the career fair, to say, now we open it up to the whole student body and able to touch 550 plus kids.
Kids are very hungry to learn. The kids can hear those stereotypes and stigmas enough that they start to not believe in themselves. And I think if they're educated as to what they can do to succeed, then it starts to break down a few of those stereotypes and let them know, regardless of whether I'm from SODDY, I can be successful.
And what we found is when students are a part of something special, they have more ownership. And so we see the results in the classroom and in their behavior and in attendance. I know that the students greatly benefited from that, and I'm eternally grateful.
The week before we came here, they actually had an incident where a young child had brought a firearm to school.
WOODMORE was and still is a turnaround school. We're part of the I-Zone.
It's in the bottom 5% of schools in Tennessee. And so they have a fantastic, dedicated guidance counselor.
Ms. Buckley had a program, a vision already in place from last year. So we kind of came in as the muscle behind the vision.
We broke out into groups, and each one of us, the Leadership Chattanooga participants, were in charge of our own mini class.
We came in, we would do mini lessons based on professionalism, leadership, how do you dress for success. We went to a college campus, we went to UTC with them and walked them around, and you could just see their eyes were just wide open.
I learned from a good leader that what you put in front of a child, that's what they'll become. So if we put great people in front of our children, they will become great people in life.
You see their career of choice in the beginning, I want to be an assassin. And then for them to grow from being assassin to a police officer because they want to take care of the community, they want to protect the community.
You're going to see a different Chattanooga. You're going to see a more prosperous Chattanooga, a more forward-thinking Chattanooga. It's just going to move our society to a different level.
Walt Disney kind of said it best, is our greatest resource is the minds of our children. This is the next generation, and they have the chance to redefine or define who they are. But they need help, as we all do.
So as exciting as it was to work on a project with Orchard Knob Middle School, I think my biggest takeaway from Leadership Chattanooga has been getting to know my classmates better and getting to know the leaders of our community better.
You can engage with those people if you reach out. You can make a difference.
The police ride-along was eye-opening.
I had no idea that we as members of this community could go to the police department and say, hey, we'd like to do a ride-along.
It's amazing to find out what happens just 2 blocks over from where you go to work on a daily basis.
And being in Leadership Chattanooga, you know the major issues that affect this community.
It's had a tough history where people have been very divided, and leadership came together to make the city better.
The biggest takeaway was the people, the friendships, and the relationships.
Our motto has been, go awesome or go home, right? Every one of the 40 business cards I have on my desk from our Leadership Chattanooga group, I know is gonna go awesome or go home.